Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going again to discuss another book, and this is a very interesting book. The name of this book is Animal Farm, written by George Orwell in 1945. You can find this name, a very fascinating name, Animal Farm. You might think that this is the story of animal, though it is a story told about the revolution which went wrong. But George Orwell, through this book, write a satirical political satire. He is indirectly, or in literature we say allegory. This is a form of allegory and a political satire. And this book, this is the story of revolution. The revolution which was orchestrated by old pig. His name is Old Major. The pig was an architect of this revolution. There was a farm, namely a manor farm. In this farm, we can see lots of animals. They used to live together, and this farm is owned by Mr. John. The owner of this farm is Mr. John, and he used to manage this farm. And in this farm, you can find lots of animals, different kinds of animal. There is a pig also, a cow, a horse, a mare, a goat, a dog, hen, pigeons. So this is a combination. In this farm, you can find a combination of different animals. So what happened? These animals, one day, is summoned by Old Major. Old Major is a pig, and he saw a dream, and it has conveyed a meeting of all animals to come, and he wanted to explain his dream. In his dream, he dreamed that one day we all animals will become equal. There will be no tyranny, no separation of human separation, no oppression, and we all will be free. We all be equal. So he conveyed his dream to the other animals, and he said that there will be a day will come and where we will thrown out the slavery of Mr. Jones, the owner of this farm. The name of the farm was Manor Farm. So what happened that subsequently they formed an organization of all these animals, and they agreed to chart out a commandment, seven commandment. One of the commandment was like this, that let me read it for you. Very interesting commandment. So in this commandment, they say whatever's are goes upon two legs is an enemy. It means a human being. Whatever goes upon four legs or as wing is a friend. Third commandment, no animal shall wear clothes. No animal shall sleep in a bed. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall kill any other animal. The seventh commandment is all animals are equal. So they have charted out this commandment and they started to struggle to overthrow the tyranny of Mr. John, the owner of this manor farm. One night, one day, when Mr. John was on his, when he came back to his farm and he was drunk, badly drunk, he started to lash out and beat those animals. Suddenly, these animals started to rebel against his master, and subsequently, Mr. John was expelled. He ran away with his wife from the manor farm, and all these animals they took control of the farm. And after taking control of the farm, they named this farm Animal Farm. So they brought a revolution to overthrow the tyranny of man, Mr. Jones, and to bring equality in this farm. For this, they had charted these seven commandments and they took the management of the farm in their own hand. And their leader, they have chosen a pig named Napoleon is as their leader. And they shouted to a slogan that every animals are equal, two legs bad, four legs good. And what they managed this farm. And what happened? This is this looks a mere fable to us, a story of animal, but it is not a story of animal. George Orwell, the writer of this book, wants to tell us that in those days he satirized the Bolshevik Revolution, the Russian Revolution. So, old Major, who was the author of this revolution, who was the father of revolution, who saw a dream of equality among animals, he was he was portrayed as Vladimir Lenin or Karl Marx. And Napoleon in this book is portrayed as Joseph Stalin. Another pig, a very smart and intelligent pig, his name is Snowball. Snowball, they all of them they jointly struggled for this revolution. They took control of the farm and they assured all the animals that after this no suppression will be committed. All of you are free. We are all equals, and the fruits of their labor will be divided equally among them. Then what happened? There is a famous saying that power makes a man corrupt, or absolute power corrupt absolutely, as Lord Acton said. In this novel, we also see that with the passage of time, they had forgotten those commandments, the seven commandments of all the animals are equal, two legs bad, four legs good. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall sleep on the bed. Then what happened? The Napoleon, he started to take control, a firm control, and he became an absolute dictator. He exploited the other animal, their fruits of their labor, and in a very short time, all these animals started to realize that what is the purpose of this revolution? Why we had given a sacrifice, we had overthrown the tyranny of the man, Mr. Jones, and we had managed our own self government with the leadership of Napoleon. Then what happened? There arose a struggle of leadership between Napoleon and Snowball. Napoleon is a symbolic figure of like Joseph Stalin of Russia, and Snowball is portrayed as a symbolic figure of Levon Trotsky, the leaders of Russian Revolution. The skirmishes started between them, and finally, in a plot, in a very smartful or crafty plot, Napoleon expelled Snowball from the farm, and he took his firm control on the farm, and he used to exploit the other animals. There was a awe and despair among animals. They started to think that this our revolution went wrong. We brought revolution with the hope that our life will be eased and all of our troubles and will be solved. The equality will come among the animals. No exploitation will carry it on. But with the passage of time, Napoleon started to exploit these weak animals. And there is a good character also, a very brave character, a very sincere character, like a horse named Boxer. Boxer is a sincere comrade of these revolutionaries. He used to work hard day and night. He used his strength and sincerely work for the revolution. But we see in this novel, with the passage of time, when a boxer get weak, his limbs, his muscle get weak, Napoleon also sent them to a butchery, to a butcher shop, where subsequently he was slaughtered by the butchers. So the revolution did not meet their expected ends, and this allegory or satire, you can compare it in our present governments also, where once a party was in a opposition, the next day when they became in power, they started to deceive the people. They started to take a firm control, and the power makes corrupt. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. This maxim applies even in our own government also. So this is a very interesting story, Animal Farm by George Orwell. And throughout history, we can see in human history, whoever came into a power, they took the firm control over their subjects and started to exploit their subject, and none of them were ready to withdraw from the power which came on their hand. So this story is a very interesting story. This is a political satire, George Orwell novel, Animal Farm. Through Animal Farm, he predicted in those days, the human revolutions of that time. So I suggest if you read it, you will find it very interesting. Thank you very much for nice listening.